Okay, so here goes nothing. It's your boy, Concrete River, aka Rick. Here, I just wanted to go ahead and do some flavor tests on video. Um, as you may know from that Dogma recipe pack, I went ahead and crowdsourced a bunch of recommendations for flavor tests. And Dave, aka ID10T, actually went ahead and did the most of them. So on his list of real flavor super concentrates, he had carrot, tomato, and sriracha. And so I wanted to go ahead and really quickly videotape those live just because I thought that he might enjoy watching me throw up if that happens. So, okay. First off, I'm going to go ahead and start with the Real Flavors carrot. I've got it at 2% here, which is where I'm going to start. I also have another tester at 4%. So I'm going to do the stupid YouTube thing and start holding things up to a camera so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is Real Flavors carrot. Right. Ah, uncoordinated. Okay. Right there, maybe. So the big thing that worries me about this concentrate is that it is really cloudy, and I think there's a good amount of sediment suspended in here. I just shook it up because I'm an idiot and I should have actually done it on camera. But when I picked it up, the top half of it was basically clear, and the bottom half had, like a good deal of sediment sort of on there. It looks like when I shook it, it went back in suspension. We're talking about sitting for about 2 weeks, so I mean, your mileage may vary with that. But it is definitely like apple cider sort of cloudy right now. So that's a tiny bit worrying. If I go ahead and flip it upside down, it looks like it's pulling off clean from the bottle. There's still a little bit of sediment up on there, but nothing too scary. So I'm actually excited for this one. If it is a good carrot flavor, I think that actually has some applications. So I am dripping it right now. I'll start with 2%. I've got the recoil on top of my super cheap DNA 133 mod. Okay, that is probably dripped. And this is literally my first time tasting this, so I'll set the temperature to about 410 degrees and see what happens. So, first impressions, this is actually pretty good. It's got a little bit of earthy sweetness to it. Again, pretty accurate for a carrot. Carrots actually tend to be pretty sweet. Just you see them in all like those weird juice blends and stuff like that. They're a good way to sort of make people think that they're eating vegetables, but still like cram sugar and things. Yeah, definitely sweet. Tastes like a carrot. There's a little bit of earthiness to it, but I don't find it unpleasant or overwhelming at all, which is nice. It doesn't. I could see if you're really super sensitive to it, it tasting a little bit dirty. Um, but honestly, it's kind of a nice contrast from a lot of the super sweet flavors. It may just be a function of the fact that I'm, vaping this and aerosolizing it and it's hot or whatever, but it tastes more like baked carrots than like just straight up off the rip fresh carrot. I'm not getting too much like green crispy bite to it. Try a little bit at 4%, see what happens. All right, there's definitely more earthiness here. I don't feel like it's particularly sweeter, but now we're starting to dig into like the fresh carrot taste. Yeah, there's a lot more earthiness there. Again, I don't mind it, but it might be a little bit weird. Um, in terms of applications for the flavor, honestly, I think this is pretty close to the kind of carrot you're going to want for vaping. Um, I would, just off the top of my head, I'd probably end up, like, if you want to do like any of those like weird V8 juices that have like oranges and pomegranates and all that other crap blended in. I think this would probably be good. I think it gives a nice impression of carrot, probably somewhere around 3%. Carrot cakes and all that. This might actually be the ticket. I know that Health Cabin, of all places, has a carrot flavor that I've heard mentioned before, but I have never tested any other flavors. So this could be a subpar carrot flavor in all honesty, and I probably wouldn't know. But yeah, I could definitely see using this, which is a really pleasant surprise. Going back to the actual concentrate, it smells like fresh carrots, which is kind of crazy. That I've had some issues with the Real Flavor Super Concentrate line, but they usually smell fucking dead on, and this one definitely does. Also says in a little tiny fine print about the carrot, pure raw carrot. So yeah, I think it definitely starts to get there, especially around 3%, 4% would be my guess. So I like that one quite a bit. No vomit or gagging yet. Sorry to let you down there, but I'm gonna take one more rip of this, and then I'll go ahead and start switching to tomato, which is terrifying. Yeah, earthiness, sweetness. That doesn't quite taste like a baby carrot, like peeled. It definitely has a little bit of the peel still on there, like one of the bigger juice carrots or whatever that you end up picking up. Yeah, I would definitely fuck with this, actually. This is pretty cool. I'm not noticing like any burning taste or anything from all that sediment. Um, so it may not be an issue. Um, Also seems to be like a nice full flavor, which I haven't been getting from all the Real Flavors bakeries. Um, so definitely very impressed with that so far. Go ahead and clear this a little bit. Because that's what you needed to do, is watch another fat white guy on YouTube blow on things. So moving on, we got the tomato. This one again says pure raw tomato, so we'll see about that. Looks like it's sticking just a little bit, but I don't see any sediment. It'd be kind of hard to tell. This one's pretty dark. If you want the glamour shot of the label, while I don't know my directions. Ah, come on. That's not going to focus for me. That's fine. Anyway, you get the point. It's tomato. It's fairly dark. Smelling it, I am not particularly excited. It has that really sort of dark, like almost stewed tomato kind of smell, more like a tomato paste or even like a sun dried tomato. Um, where I was hoping for something like nice and bright and juicy and green, but who knows? That's just the concentrate. It may vape distinctly better than that. So we'll see. Oh, fuck. Who knows? I may have to go back and cut this down, or you're just going to have to watch my fumbling. Either way, I win. So, there it is at 2%. Shaking the ever-loving fuck out of it. Yep, juice smells pretty much the same at 2%. So, we'll see what happens. Hmm. No, sir. Um, so that's a little off-putting, just right off the bat. Uh, that tomato flavor, it's very much sort of dark cooked tomato flavor. I'm not getting anything too fresh or green out of it. Again, I draw the I'd go closer to like tomato paste than like a fresh tomato. Uh, it's really acidic too. It feels super acidic. Like the inhale is like super sharp, and then I'm getting. It's not really harsh on the exhale. I mean, there's a little bit of like bitter or harshness the exhale, but it's more just kind of acidic overall. Yeah, there are some flashes of like a less cooked tomato in there that I'm actually really not minding. Um, but like I went into this hoping for like worst case maybe like V8, where you have that kind of salty thinner tomato taste, and I am getting a little bit of salt. That salt might be wrapped up in that acidic note in there. Hmm. Yeah, I have no idea how I'd actually use this. So it's definitely not bad. Um, it's not really gross, which is good, but yeah, it's that darker taste is going to be a little bit hard to work around. It's not. I mean, if you're the kind of fucking lunatic that wants to put tomato in your juice, I'm not sure that you want that dark cooked tomato taste. I think you'd probably want a fresher taste. So at 4%, there's nothing weird happening. We'll go ahead and try vaping it. Tilting, you know. Okay, so at 4%, I get a little bit more of the green tomato in there. It doesn't seem harsher or more acidic than the 2%, so that's probably good. The tomato flavor is a little bit more saturated. Um, I'm not really getting more of the cooked tomato part of it too, which is pretty promising. So I don't know. Fuck, I haven't tried Flavor Arts tomato, uh, which may be absolutely fantastic, but I have my doubts. If you're absolutely dying for tomato in a vape, you could probably do worse than this. It seems like it's going to be pretty savory overall, which would kind of have to be the thing that you were looking for. It's kind of like a. I can't say I've ever ate fish food, but you know how like you smell fish food and you kind of get that like sardine paste note on the back end, that really funky kind of earthy, oily thing. I'm definitely getting a little bit of that towards the very back end, but it's hiding pretty well behind the green part of the tomato. So if I had to talk about the structure of the flavor, it feels like you get like stewed tomatoes up front, fresh tomatoes in the middle, and then it gets kind of weird, almost like Worcestershire sauce ish towards the back end, which would probably make a great Worcestershire sauce vape if you wanted to move in that direction. But yeah, it's odd. It's not actively offensive though, so you know, chalk that up as a fucking win. um, so next we have the one that I am the most scared of, the one that Dave seems to be super excited about me vaping, and that is Real Flavors Sriracha. So it's a deep red. It's a really deep red. Some of the real flavors that I've had a problem with burning, they tend to be a little bit like stickier. Not even necessarily more viscous, but they tend to just kind of cling on the bottle, and that's a pretty good way to tell. So with this, it's clinging pretty bad. So I'm guessing that it's gonna taste like fire, and then it's gonna taste like burnt. But Fucking science, man. We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Let me. Yeah, that tomato still. It's really acidic and salty. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here goes nothing. Smelling the sriracha. I get a lot of vinegar. There. I thought I was crazy the first time I smelled this. There's a lot of garlic in there, which isn't necessarily a deal breaker for me. I guess I'm not going to instantly not vape a hot sauce because it has some garlic in it. It's going to be interesting. I'm getting like a little bit of like a vinegar bite to it, not much, and it's probably not like anything that's actually acidic. It's probably just a carrier, the ethyl alcohol, or whatever the hell they're using to actually hold the flavor. Yeah, I'm less than excited for this one, but fuck it, the show must go on. Here's 2%. Yep, definitely garlic. Gotta clear the old palate here. Wouldn't want to miss any of that, right? Oh God. Okay. Oh God, no. Um. So that's definitely spicy. Uh. Definitely garlicky. Tastes like it might be burning a little bit on the coils. Either that or there's some deeply authentic cotton smoke flavor to it or whatever the hell. Okay. Um, it doesn't taste bad, honestly. Um, oh, don't go through the nose. Definitely don't go through the nose. Oh dear Lord, don't go through the nose. Um, yeah, it's like vaping hot sauce. There's a medium spice note, and that's medium spice note, like compared to hot sauce and not compared to like vaping things, because God knows medium spice and hot sauce is not something you want to be vaping. You can definitely get a little bit of sinus irritation out of it. Nice and sharp. I don't get like an overwhelming vinegar, which is good. The garlic note actually goes in there really well. Um, I don't really get any like tomato or ketchupy vibe to it, which is another thing that I was worried about. Yeah, yeah, that's like vaping sriracha. Um, so sriracha is made with red jalapenos, I guess, which is how it gets its color. And I could definitely see this being like a red jalapeno kind of taste. On the bright side, there's no like super bell peppery, aggressive, like actual pepper note. Not like the spice, but the actual vegetable note, which is good. It's a little rough though. Gotta say that. Be goddamned, I like the garlic there. There's like a nice kind of sweetness to it too. Tastes a little bit more authentic than like just white sugar. Like I could be completely fucking crazy by this point, but almost has like a honey sweetness to it. Yeah. That's pretty fucking good. I don't really want to vape it, but in terms of taste, that's pretty fucking spot on. Um, Here's the 4%. So, let's see what kind of fucking havoc this wreaks. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's. Ooh. That is a lot spicier. Definitely don't want to go near your nose with that. Don't exhale out of your nose. Still a really good garlic flavor. Honestly, that is pretty tasty. Yeah, yeah, I'm not mad at that. I mean, you kind of sign up for it, saying, "Oh fuck it, I want to buy the sriracha flavor." Like I don't know what the fuck people expect. That's not bad for sriracha. Like straight up. Uh, oh dear God. Yeah, still no real vinegar to it. I'm not getting anything green or vegetal. It's a very true kind of capsaicin spiciness to it too. It's like fucking hot sauce, man. Checking out my coils, it doesn't look like there's anything unduly gunky there, which is nice. I was a little bit worried about that syrupy consistency, but this one seems like it's mostly okay. Ooh, shit. Yeah, that's like vaping sriracha. Um, Fucking kudos to Real Flavors, man. That is definitely not bad. I mean, it's fucking terrible, but it's not bad for a bottle that says sriracha on it. Actually, I'm not mad at that. So because this is my inaugural video review, I'm gonna do something really fucking stupid. So I definitely would not recommend doing this. But this is a open bottle sriracha. This is my 4% tester, and I'm dumping some more in. If I had to guess, we're looking at maybe 8% sriracha at this point. Oh God. Let's just not and say we did, right? So, at 8% ish percent, it could be close to 10 or 12. Okay, that actually isn't that much spicier. Um, Good deal more garlic to it. Still pretty acidic feeling, like sharp, but I'm not really tasting any vinegar, so that's good. But yeah, okay, so we did that. It's definitely one for the resume, right? Uh, so if by some strange chance you made it through this entire thing, thank you. Um, I realize everybody probably wanted to see more throwing up, more gagging, all that fun stuff, and honestly, these aren't bad flavors. They're just fucking weird. They're pretty well built. I'd probably see the most use out of the carrot moving forward. I really like the applications there, especially mixing that kind of savory, earthy note with some brighter fruit flavors. The tomato, that kind of stewed sun-dried tomato note is gonna kind of kill it for me. I don't know. That's not necessarily something that I want to vape. The sriracha, I don't know. You want to fuck with your friends. You want to literally vape hot sauce. That is not bad for what it is. I mean, it says fucking sriracha on the bottle, right? So, now that my eyes are watering, I look even weirder than usual. Thanks for tuning in. I don't really plan on branching off into doing too many video reviews right now, but if there's some sort of large clamoring for it, I suppose I will. I kind of feel like the written format covers things pretty well, and a video review would mostly just be people staring at my big dumb head while vapor emanates, and I repeat a lot of the stuff that I'm going to write less coherently. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I will catch everybody later.